be right back. But first, are you a small business owner looking for solutions? TMI and Partners is a business solution company offering operational, branding, and financial solution. For only $9.99 a month, your company will be assigned a personal business advisor. Well, that's right, only $9.99 per month, no contract, and you're on your way. Call TMI at 347-234-5304. That's 347-234-5304. Or visit their website at tmium.com. Tomorrow, the world will know your business. Is that it, guys? Hello? Did I do good?
Welcome, everybody, to Our World, Our Power radio show here with Lady Pauline and our Honorable Mayor of Sutton Boulevard, Mr. Glenn Greenwich. Welcome all. I see I have Kevin Pryor from 95 Lounge on the air. Hi, how are you?
950. You gotta say it with some slang.
950. Okay, 950 Lounge. And I believe I have on also the Chocolate Loft.
Yes, sir.
That's Charles from Chocolate Loft.
You better believe it.
All right.
How you doing?
Okay, so we got
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I can't see you actually.
Let me can you wait a minute. Am I doing something wrong? Right? Hold on.
And hi, Michelle.
Hi, Glenn. Hi, everyone.
Hi, how are you?
Blessed in you.
Good. Today's show is going to be about let's work together for the community after everything that's going on right now. And I also want to take the time to say happy holidays to everybody. Okay?
You too.
Yeah.
Yes, happy Easter.
And please.
Happy Passover, happy Easter. And we're briskly coming up against Ramadan. Ramadan starts on the 24th.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's all merging.
So what we're going to be talking about today is small businesses and how everybody's managing, and do you all need help, and how you need the help in. So well, let's give a little bit of background to the Chocolate Loft. Is located here at 113-10 Sutton Boulevard, and you all provide spaces for parties and all types of events. So can you tell me, Charles, what it is that you do exactly?
Yes, pretty much what we are is I would say we're an upscale rental home. That's pretty much what it is. Okay. I mean, in a nutshell. Yeah. It's community based, of course. Mm-hmm. And what we do is pretty much we have, what we do is we have things that involve the community. So, I mean, the community can make money from it as well. So, it's supposed to be a symbiotic relationship. That's supposed to be the way we have it set up.
Okay. So the idea is really to bring successful people in from the neighborhood, from the community, show them a good time and upscale, and you can also rent the place. Is that what you're basically saying, Charles?
Yeah, pretty much what it is. Yeah, pretty much what it is it's a place where you can rent. Of course you can rent it. We have it set up where it's for all types of venues. I mean, if it's commercial, I mean, if you have let's say businesses can utilize it, as well as party functions, the basic functions that a rental hall would. However, my thing is that pretty much how we have it is that anyone that pretty much rents it, you can make some money. Pretty much a referral program. That's what it is, like a rewards program. So
Okay.
what that does is it's an underlayment where, it goes without saying where if you come in and you rent it out, you're going to make some money from it,
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's a great opportunity for people from the community to come in, have their event there. You make a little bit of money, they make a little bit of money, everybody's happy, quality event, et cetera, et cetera.
Absolutely. It's
Good.
supposed to be a win-win for everyone. Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
that's good. Now,
Great.
Kevin, tell me about your business and 950 Lounge. And I miss you, Kevin. I'm
Miss you too, Pauline.
yeah, I'm at home.
This shall pass. We'll be all together soon.
Yeah. So tell the audience what you do exactly and how long you've been doing it.
Well, it's a lot of layers to me, but the 950 Lounge is a program that broadcasts every day. It's a program broadcasts every day, terrestrial, streaming media. We're in 10 markets, radio, television. We just partnered to start out what we call the 950 Network. And it's a program designed really to discuss all things relevant. I like to call it like radio gumbo, where we can have a political conversation. We've had Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, was part of her Netflix documentary, Knock Down the House. We've had Jamal Bowman. We're in talks with some other former presidential candidates. And then obviously, we bring celebrity interviews. We've done some major things. Michael Bivins, Stokely Williams from Mint Condition, Lilo Bencato from Bronx Tale. The world-renowned Heather Hunter, for those, you can Google that.
Beautiful.
But again, our show is just a basic of conversation and thoughts and ideas. And really like to think that in a 3 hours time frame, we can educate, inform, and entertain. And
So
if we touch one of those, yes.
So your show is basically 3 hours.
It's a 3 hour show, obviously, on the radio. You can podcast it on iHeart and other places and get like small doses. But, obviously in today's microwave world, I don't expect anybody to listen to it for 3 hours. I would love for them to say that, but my own mother won't listen to it for 3 hours. So certainly I don't think anybody else. But if I can get you for 5-10 minutes, a segment or two, the belief is you'll come back for more.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask a question to both of you. Why did you start your business, Kevin? Why did you start your business, Charles?
Okay, well, Kev, you want to go first?
Don't be starts. I'll start off, Charles. Obviously, with me, I was in the advertising world. I've been in the advertising industry for about 20 years. I worked with everything from Clear Channel to selling radio advertising, AMC Regal movie theaters, Groupon, national marketing for them, you name it, I did it. And about 7 years ago, my brother, who's a aspiring comic and, was trying to find his way, pretty much asked me, because how it is with families, they always ask the one in the industry, hey, how can you help me? So like, hey, why don't you start a podcast, some type of show to have your own platform to get your agendas out, and hopefully that will help people find you quicker for comedy gigs. Unbeknownst to me, that I wanted to be a part of it because I really didn't at that time, and just kind of like started helping him out. And as I got bigger and bigger with working with him, I said, hey, listen, if I'm going to continue to do this, I'm kind of a control freak, and you and Joey know that, Pauline. I said, listen, if I'm going to do this, then I got to run this thing full shoot. And he said, I've been waiting for you to say that. And that was like 2014. And ever since then, we've been on a great odyssey. Again, 10 terrestrial markets, iHeart, just got picked up in Bermuda. And obviously now with the network that you guys are a part of with Our World.
Yes. Yeah. I would like to also say at this present time, you're listening to Caribbean Buzz TV and radio, and you can also hear us on Spotify and iTunes, and also YouTube. You can see us on YouTube. So we're on different platforms, right, Glenn? Glenn?
Yes.
Okay, I know I left out some.
Roku.
Okay. I just like hearing you say it. That's why I guess I leave it out. And we're also on Apple TV.
You're on Apple, yes. And you will be on True TV.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I
Didn't know
love.
that. Huh?
I didn't know that either. Thank you for telling us. That's
And
cool.
obviously CBTV Radio, the radio component, which is launching next week in soft launch, and then really the hard launches in May, but in soft launch. And again, people can find you guys anywhere. And again, it's a tremendous show and great info source.
Okay, now Charles, tell me, how did you start and why did you start your business?
Wow. Okay. Well, it's a long, interesting story, so to speak. Well, first and foremost, I had purchased the property, and I had a day spa. I was a barber by trade, of course. So I had a day spa. I said, well, you know what, I'm going to put an upscale day spa there. So for years, I had the day spa. And of course, it's if you look at the property, it's 2 apartments upstairs, and so of course I was a landlord as well. Well, long story short, I got a little tired of being a landlord because you go through all of the, you gotta wait 30 days, get your money, and maybe get your money, maybe not. But so long story short, after I got the tenant out, I got afraid of renting out the apartment. So I actually sat on that for about a year, just contemplating what I was going to do. Real quickly, what happened, me and one of my college friends, we went out one night to, I don't know if everyone knows, what's the name of this place? Rax on, I believe it was on Hempstead Turnpike in Long Island. So we go, and they had a little room in the back, if anyone has been there. And I said, wow, you know what? This right here would do great. And that spawned the idea of doing something commercial with the
Upstairs.
with the upstairs. So it morphed. I mean, I had different ideas going into my head, but I started to think. I said, something can go here. Now, mind you, that was around 2007. And so I said, you know what? And that was at the time where really there wasn't any, I mean, like you see a lot of rental halls now. You see a lot of little rental spaces right now, which is cool. But at that time, it was either you went to Anton's or you went to Occasions. It was big halls. It was no, there was no market for the little guy. So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and make something small for 25, 50 people. And I turned the upstairs, the upstairs apartment, I whipped it up, and me and a partner of mine, we hooked it up, and lo and behold, we came up with the Chocolate Loft. I have to credit that name to my wife. She came up with that name. Okay. And I think it was something, that females would definitely attract to that name.
My marketing, it's a smooth name, man.
Oh man, thank you. Listen, I can't take the credit. I have to give the credit to my wife. So I mean, credit
most definitely do that.
Yes. But I'm sorry, real quickly, we did it. It took off like wildfire because it was through word of mouth. And what we used to do is we used to throw fight nights. We used to throw fight nights there. And that's how we really got the name out there and stuff like that. So I just wanted to put that out there, that's how it all started.
Okay. Glenn, do we have some callers on the line?
We've got Alvin and we've got Michelle. I don't know if they've got any questions. They actually can unmute themselves if they, or stick their hand up and let me know, and I'll
Alvin?
Alvin or Michelle.
Honey, I'm home.
Okay. Introduce yourself to everybody.
Oh, I was just dropping by. I really have to introduce myself.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, let me use my professional voice. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alvin Hartley. I just would like to take this opportunity to introduce myself. I actually handle the marketing and promotion for our world. At this point, I shall exit this conference and just mute and enjoy the conversation.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Thank you. I had a question for both of you guys. So, so currently you're you're working with a lot of small businesses, it sounds like. How is your, so I'm gonna start with you, Kevin.
Mhm.
So how's your growth been in the last 6 months, year?
Well, I think again, when we started 950 from a marketing perspective, because my background is advertising marketing, it was to use the platform to help mid-sized to small business. If you obviously we're talking in the 2.0 world, but previous to COVID, if you went and got advertising, you went to an agency and said, hey, I'm trying to reach 18 to 35 or 27 to 49, and I want to reach a certain audience, it would cost you a lot of money. And obviously, again, small and mid-sized businesses don't really rely on that. They use the social media patterns, and if there's no algorithm, it can't be found anyway. So what we was able to do at our show, because of our unique algorithm, 27 to 49 African-American professional, we was able to use that to drive that to small businesses with radio spots, with live reads, different things of that nature, event promotion. And something obviously that we're looking to do in the future is more live shows on location. Whereas we'll go to an event, we'll go to a business, and we know coming post COVID, businesses and organizations are going to need all the support they can to kind of drive road shows of traffic to help drive people, because we're going to still be in a situation where people are going to be afraid to congregate with each other. And again, it's going to take conversations like this on a program, and then people actually going out and implementing that to be successful and getting that together. So again, it's just really realizing who you are. I'm a kid from the Bronx, New York. Ain't nobody gave me none. I kind of earned my own bootstraps, and through the grace of God and praying mother made it through. So from a standpoint, I feel like it's an obligation to give back and to help one another grow.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, that's great. Would you say that so who's your target market, would you say?
I'll target, if I had to put it a bullseye, it's that 27 to, it's that 35 to 45. Even though we 27 to 49, it's that 35 to 40. The dude that he goes to work every day, maybe wears a suit, maybe doesn't, maybe he's an entrepreneur like Charles. But on the weekends, he still can throw the Timbs on. He still got a little swag. He's not wearing a bow tie to a barbecue, but his or her views are so vast. They're concerned about the stock market. They want to put their kids through college. What's happening with their their mortgages? Can they refinance? But yet they still go to parties and go to clubs. So I look at that as me. So when I break down the ideal person, I look at, before I could market size, I look at me. Well, I'm a professional guy. I have to have a certain style and conversation Monday through Friday, but Saturday and Sunday, my corporate heads might, say, "Is that Kevin?" Because again, it's layers. So the ideal client, I know I'm long-winded here, Glenn.
That's okay.
The ideal client is that person, that guy or girl that still has some swag, but yet professional enough to know what's real in the world and can take all our layers and accept it and embrace it.
Okay. That sounds
great. I've got a question from Alvin. Alvin, you want to go ahead and ask your question? And welcome Evelyn to the call.
Hey, Kev. Here's Alvin.
Hey, Alvin. How are you, sir?
Hey, baby. Wait a minute. What's your background in advertising? How long you been in the industry?
About 20 years. I know I got these boyish good looks, but I shaved today. I've been in the advertising industry for 20 years. Started out with a small agency, many years ago, reselling and doing presentations for out.
What's the agency's name?
Millennium Media. This is going back 2000. They were a boutique agency that worked a lot with sports and entertainment. We were one of the groups that,
I think I know you, brother. Come on, I'm old school.
Maybe.
Yo, what up, son? We're talking Uniworld, Lockhart and Pettis, Mingle and Jones.
I think you did meet. I think, Kevin, you did meet Alvin, but it was for a very short time. He came to the radio station, and I had him on.
Definitely chop it up, Alvin. Pleasure, man. But
no, it's an honor. I love the young brothers. It's good at what you're doing, because you got to focus on those small to mid-sized business. and the knowledge that the old school and young school are putting together is going to help us, because right now, Corona did put us in a position to finally take care of ourselves. Yeah, we
Yeah.
have we have no excuse not to do what we're doing and to make money.
Yeah, all we got at this point is us. So, again, like, the world is on an axis right now. We're kind of just sitting. The days are moving, but the world is sitting. When
Abs-
2.0 comes out, and I've been telling this in the world 2.0, will you be ready? Like, for instance, Charles has a hall, right? And so now it's like, how can people come to a hall with what's happening COVID? So it takes conversation to say, hey, listen, have all the knowledge and information to say you can still enjoy yourself. You don't have to, once we get to that point, hands-free things like using bathrooms, like, would somebody want to touch a soap dispenser? So these are all forms of things that, even when it comes to piece by piece business, there is an advertising component, because again, people will say, do I want to go out? But then people will want to go out because it's New York in the summertime. So it's just being smart, having conversations, putting the advertising out that people say, hey, you can have a good time because we have protected our business for you to enjoy yourself. So it's a lot of layers.
Well, one of the questions that I was thinking, and I'm going to come back to you, Charles, because I want to do the same series of questions, kind of like a before COVID and after COVID conversation. So, so Kevin, right now, do you have folks that are, doing designer masks and that kind of stuff? Have people been reaching out to you?
Yeah, everybody's in the mask business now. Masks is becoming accessory. You match your mask with your shoes. And again, I think that's the entrepreneurial spirit, right? That people
Exactly.
say, listen,
exactly.
it's not going anywhere. I remember growing up as here in New York, and I used to see like people walk with masks. I'm like, well, what is wrong with them? Now that's the norm, so this is the new normal. So mask and designer gloves, the matching gloves. I mean, again, it's going to be a form of style that I think, again, especially within our community, we've taken things, like I look at, like, my grandmother always told me, you come from strength. And, that those people that came, your ancestors that came from Africa on slave ships dealt with disease, sickness, all type of stuff. And you're a descendant of them. So you can get through. And I find myself,
the best of the best.
Yes, I find myself harping on that now more than ever in these several days we've been going through. But again, it's that design, it's that passion, that spirit that we've come out of. We make something out of nothing. So I salute that. Yeah, and I've been getting plenty of people, and I'm like, I haven't done a lot of online shows. We've been kind of holding back to wait till we get back into the studio. So I relish this opportunity to do that, especially on you guys' show. But yeah, I think again, it's an opportunity to support those communities, and even what I was telling my team is taking our road show. Obviously, initially was to get to make money off it, but now it's like, let's take our road show to help our businesses grow, because we need to drive traffic to these companies so they can stay in business. Because if we don't take care of the small and mid-size, that kills the economy.
Yeah, that's you come in, Charles,
Yeah.
because I like your place. I saw the place on Facebook, there's some pictures and stuff like that. So I hope that we could, do business together, as far as, because we do shows and we want to do more shows and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We can definitely, we'll definitely talk and discuss. I tell you, the world as we know it right now is pretty much changed.
Yeah.
It is definitely changed. And if not physically, or if not in the sense of, people's mindsets have changed. And I think that's changed, is totally metamorphic, so a lot of things right now that I'm going through mentally, first and foremost, of course, the health. We want to make sure everybody's healthy and stuff like that until we get through this, the curve, flatten the curve, so to speak. But
well, what are some of your thoughts in terms? Now, I don't want you to give away your trade secrets or anything, but what kind? So, as an entrepreneur, you're now you've got an event hall that you bring people to, and that it's going to change after the stay at home is lifted. What are you thinking about and then how's your business going to change based on, post
Post-COVID.
COVID?
Yeah. Well, you know what? To tell you the truth, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I'm going to go with what, pretty much what the people are requesting now. Don't get me wrong, because there's like with my business, it involves getting people close together. So, you're talking about close proximity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? That's pretty much the basis of my business. However, I can in something where, pretty much all you can do is do a pretty much a cleanliness. It's a change of life. That's what I'm more focusing on, because change of life has definitely happened. I mean, we are what they call social distancing each other. So
So
I have to
maybe, so
implement
Charles,
something.
maybe you can put make a festival, a show on who wears the best mask, on their face with their outfit to match and stuff like that. And
Absolutely. That's a great idea. I appreciate that. That's a great idea as well, too. But I know my entrepreneurial ideas is not going to come until it comes, but it's just something that I'm not going to worry, because I know worrying is not.
No need to
No,
worry.
and we don't want you to worry. Absolutely not. But
Absolutely.
but what we want to do is we want to cultivate that forethinking so that you are ahead of the curve in terms of what's coming down the pike. And I think that that's one of the most important things as a small business, because as a small business you can make a change quicker than the bigger. Antons can't make a change very quickly. You can make a change a lot quicker because you've got a smaller space and you can adjust things a little bit more. The thought that came to mind for me was some kind of maybe more virtual activity, or having some kind of way so that people could actually be there with the people who are there, or like that, or have it more of a visual basis.
Hey, we got a network, brother. We can do virtual comedy shows, drive traffic, go after sponsors, get an app. I mean, Alvin's in this game too. So, I mean, from a standpoint, there's a lot of ways of doing it. We just taking the chitlin and making it edible. I mean, it really comes down to that. And if we don't laugh, we'll cry. But again, what has kept us together, and I say, I look at this screen, and I. Not knocking anybody else, but as an African American male, that's all I've been as a black man all my life. So I'm not the watermelon man. So from a standpoint, all I can say is that from what I've experienced in my past, I lived through 9/11. I mean, I lived through Sandy. I've had some personal adversity. So you will make it, bro. And again, like I said, what Glenn is right. The fact that you don't have a huge overhead, you have a lot of flexibility, because those places, when you add unions, you add different vendors, it becomes a quagmire. You have fluid enough flexibility to make it work. And I love to talk to you offline, because I got a couple of things from a cleanliness standpoint with your restrooms and Perel that can really assist you.
Oh, wow. Well,
Appreciate it.
I had to go get a comb to shave my bed, to comb my bed. I was just all over the place. I looked so bad, I scared myself when I looked in the mirror.
I was you this morning, Alvin.
Just like, my wife wanted to put me out with the dog, you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
don't feel bad.
Yeah, listen, guys, I want to take the time to thank our sponsors at this time, TMI and Partners, and their number is 917-204-1658. And
What number is that?
Isn't that your number, Alvin?
Oh Lord. I'm going to have someone calling someone else breathing heavy on the phone. Oh. Let me do that commercial. Yes, we'd like to thank our sponsors, TMI and Partners. If you'd like to reach us, you can call 347-234-5304. I repeat again, for those that didn't get that number, that'd be 347-234-5304. Back to our host.
And I also want to take the time to talk to the law firm of Stephan and James and Associates. They're located at 87-66 Southern Boulevard here in Jamaica, Queens. And their phone number is 646-925-9000. And Henry's Carrot Cake. Oh, this guy makes the best carrot cake in the world.
Oh, they're
And
great. They're
yeah,
awesome.
yes, as a matter of fact, he's going to be giving some carrot cake out to Jamaica Hospital to help out. And you can reach him at the market in Jamaica, Queens, on the 160th Street. Is that correct, Glenn?
That's 160th Street. Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
correct.
okay,
At
right.
the food court.
Yeah, the address there is 15915 Jamaica Avenue, and his number is 718-262-8119. And I want to support all the businesses that are in Jamaica, Queens. We need
Yes.
to support each other. And
Yes.
I see a gentleman on the line, Michael.
No, that's Michelle.
Oh, Michelle,
yeah.
Michelle.
And Evelyn are our guests today.
And Evelyn, would you like to say something about our show today?
And all the good-looking men that are on here. Well, let's start with that, Evelyn. You know.
Wonderfully good-looking men. Nothing to say, just enjoying.
Okay. Do you have a business in Queens?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like a business in Queens.
I wish.
Oh well, I'm your genie. Tell me what you want.
Michelle, what do you do? Are you in Queens? Can you hear
She
me?
might have stepped away.
I'm located in Queens. I have starting off with a landscaping business. I believe I had told you that the last time we met.
Oh, okay.
Right. May I ask the gentleman with the chocolate establishment lounge? I believe it is. I'm not sure.
Yes, chocolate law. Yes.
Go ahead, Charles.
Yes,
Yeah, Charles. Are you a
Go ahead, Michelle. Sorry.
you're a transit worker or was a transit worker?
Yeah. I am.
I met you. You dropped my daughter Latoya off one day, and we were talking when you were talking about.
Oh my God! Yes, absolutely. How are you?
Yeah, I wanted to congratulate you, and I was talking about, I have registered my business, but it's kind of difficult because trying to get workers who would like to expend energy in creating beautiful gardens is not always easy. I mean, I can get someone to just, take a lawnmower, but that's not really what I do. Just run a lawnmower. I believe you saw some of my work that night, but it's going. Unfortunately, with this pandemic, it's kind of hard, and I don't know if this new so-called PPP is going to help small businesses like myself. But I'm going to continue whether I have 10 customers and it can grow because I like to build serenity gardens.
Yes.
Not just give you a garden that's just going to go out there and say, okay, I mowed your lawn and I edged it and, gave you a couple of, because your garden is a very personal thing, something that you really like to live in it, like you live in your home or an establishment that you enjoy being in. So that's where my headspace is right now. And I do believe I am going to be successful. I did 21 years in law enforcement, and I made it through that. So I know this is something God has put creatively in my mind, my hands.
Glenn, can you give some advice, because I know this is part of your expertise on small businesses.
I was just waiting for her to pause.
Okay.
I actually want to let everybody know there's a business continuation loan. It's a low interest loan available from Small Business Services. You can get access to that online, www.sbs.gov, and then / coronavirus, COVID-19, and they've got a loan application that's available. They had a employee retention program, but that I think the money finished last Friday. So they actually cut off the applications last Friday, the 3rd of April. SBS has two loans that are available for small businesses. One is called the Paycheck Protection Program, PPP. That one is a loan that is mostly forgivable. So, and what I mean,
So what does that mean exactly? Forgivable.
yeah. So forgivable portions of it become a grant. So you don't have to give it back. A grant, you don't have to give back. A loan, you do. How they've got it set up is if you use it for to hire back employees or show that you've had a reduction in your revenues, and you have to show a reduction of 25% over last year time frame. So you have to be in business at least a year, a little over a year. You have to be able to show them that your revenue period for the February and March, or March and April, depending on which has got the biggest deficit. You could use that for employee benefits, employees pay, mortgage, mortgage interest, and so forth. And you can only use 25% of it for non-payroll type expenses.
Now, is that the EIRL?
Say it again.
Is that the what is it? The disability insurance?
No, this is
DEL.
there's the Paycheck Protection Program.
Oh, I know, but different ones that under it.
And then there's another one which is disaster recovery, EIDL.
Disaster injury.
Right, and that's also from Small Business Association. So that's SBA. So that's www.sba.gov again /COVID-19.
But how much? I know they have one that's advanced. That's up to 10,000, and then they have that DE.
So the paycheck is you can get up to about 10,000 in advance. The deal with the paychecks is that you've got to go through your bank. So the bank has to be a SBA member in order to give you that loan. Now there's still a little back and forth in terms, because the program has changed twice since they've announced it in terms of the requirements. But that is an application that you put in online, and then you have to then wait for the bank to ask you for additional information. And so if you're at TD Bank or Chase or Bank of America, you then follow up with your business banker to find out what their particular application is. Now, some of the banks are not taking on new clients. So let's say, for example, you're at a bank that's not a SBA associated bank. Some of the other banks are only dealing with their own clients. Now, understand this and remember this, that the bank is not making money on this deal. So they're not that happy they're a little reluctant to with the whole processing piece. So some of them have not even finished. They were supposed to have all their applications up to date by this past Wednesday. The program went live last week, Friday, on the 3rd of April. And so the federal government expected it to happen on Monday, gave them till Wednesday to have the applications available. So
Glenn,
you have to put in the application. You have to put in an application first at the SBA site, get that information up, and then of course you've gotta have your tax forms. You've got to have 2 years tax returns. There's a couple of IRS forms you have to fill out, and so forth. But
Okay.
that's basically, and that could go up to 100,000.
Mhm.
So but again, remember that it is uh, suggested that that's mostly for payroll, and then the payroll portion that you actually use is forgivable. That's in the PPP. Now the disaster loan, that one can go up to 100,000. Different set of criteria. The payback is, if I remember correctly, is 3.75
Yeah.
for profit businesses and 2.75 for
No.
nonprofit business.
Right.
So there's a lot of folks. So you want to really go to that website and find out. Let me see if I have
Yeah,
some.
you have to call them, because let's say you didn't have much revenue, and then this year they were saying up to February. So you really need to talk to someone to find out, because in my case, my business wouldn't start up until April. I wouldn't have any. I mean, I bought equipment, but I wouldn't have anything else to start. Even though you see some of these guys riding around now, in their trucks cutting grass, even when it's raining, but it wouldn't have started in February.
So I think some of it, you're right. So you may want to look at April, May, for the time period that you want to, because for most of it, they're looking at an 8 weeks period of time. And
Right.
quite frankly, I don't think we're going to get out of this before the end of May. It's certainly mid-May to the end of May. So, so you should be okay.
Yeah, the paperwork. Glenn,
Yeah.
may I?
Go
You're
ahead.
right, because I actually applied for the SBS. Okay. And I saw the paperwork that you needed. So I went on ahead and I went back and I looked at my bank statement for February and March. And then you take the bank statement from February to March for 2020, because they're trying to compare to see what were you doing at that same time last year. So
Okay.
now, but when they first started that stimulus, they were basing it on January, February, March, and April. But since things are being extended, like Glenn said, it looks like it's going to be April, May. Okay, then. So, am I going in the right direction when I said that, Glenn?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually looking for so I've got a couple numbers that you can call in for. So for the SBA, there's an 800 number. It's 800-827-5722. And then they also have an email that you can, it's called the answer desk. So answerdesk@sba.gov. Just as the spell, answer desk, DESK at sba.gov. So those are the two sort of kind of hotlines. Now they're saying for the PPP, that's the payroll protection program. The deadline, they're saying that the deadline for that one is going to be out till June 30th. Whereas, and it's going to, and they want a 8-week period that they're looking for between February and probably April 26. That's what they said right now. But again, things. So what I will say is keep checking, because things are changing. Things are changing very fluently at this point in time.
Now,
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Glenn, I also wanted to say that we have a lot of businesses that are up and running in South Jamaica, Queens, but they don't necessarily meet those criterias. Like I know a lot of people, they have stores. I don't know if they're paying taxes or meeting all these requirements, but they still they're losing, because they can't be open. So I don't know if the federal government has made any type of input for them, because there's a lot of people that's immigrants that have a business, but they still don't have all the necessary paperwork in order.
That
There's another program that's about to come out from
Okay.
Congress. I think I want to say it's about 500 billion. They're still
Yeah.
going back and forth between the Senate and the Congress because they haven't, from what I understand, I haven't looked at it, but from what I understand, because it doesn't protect some of the clinics, the health clinics, and some of the other folks who need help right now, especially when you look at the impact of COVID in the African and Latino, the Black and Brown communities, basically are already underserved. And right now, if you're not a hospital, you're not getting any support from the state. So I know that the reason why the Congress didn't pass it is because they wanted to put some more meat on that, because the first package is not going to do it. And so I think that's an attempt to make sure that folks small businesses that are going to be hurting can get what they need. But we as a community have to get the word out and put your application in. I don't care whether you think you're going to get it or not, or have them tell you no rather than you not apply because you think you're not going to get it.
I want to address something too, which we're going to be doing a campaign on. Two things. A, Glenn, I emailed you and Pauline on the webinar that we're doing Monday. We have Paychecks, which is one of our partners, and another sister that works for nonprofit organization. So Paychecks, matter of fact, Paycheck is actually sending a week's worth of payroll to their clients just to help them out through this crisis. So Paycheck is able to drill down even deeper on some of the programs that you were talking about, Glenn. Second of all, it is imperative, because I do a lot of funding. It's imperative that we understand what's about to happen in predatory lending. You have so many minorities that have been running their business, putting cash in their pocket, not doing their taxes, no track record. A lot of them are not going to be eligible for the program. They're making good money, but they thought they can hide all that money. And now when you hiding that money, you have a nice car, nice house, because the money that you were stashing was paying for this lifestyle. You cannot go back to an institution and said, I need to borrow $250,000. But your taxes only showed you only did $75,000. Well, no, I made more money, but your paperwork doesn't show it.
Okay.
Right.
Predatory lending is going to come in and destroy a good portion of these companies.
So a lot of the businesses that are open, you may not see them reopen.
They will reopen for a short period of time because predatory lending will allow them to open the door. But the interest rate and the way how you have to pay it back, they can't meet it. So like always, we become reactive instead of proactive.
Right.
So they're coming to all the desperate people because the regular institutions won't give them the money. The salon, the barber shop, the bars, all these people are not eligible. I see you stepping up, Kevin. I see it. I see you stepping up, baby. Absolutely. I'm about to get off this horse because I know you're going to want to ride this one.
Again, it's
Come on in here.
long sharks with ties on, and I think that's what, unfortunately, a lot of times with our community, where we, like you mentioned, Alvin, we're reacting instead of being proactive. Now, nobody ever saw a pandemic, but nevertheless, there are all type of disasters that happen. And when you run a business, you have to think about tomorrow. And again, I hate to say this, but it goes back to a lot of our mentality from a slave mentality. Like, we have to wear everything on our body. We have to have the highest car. We got to be in the nicest house. We got everything we got on our body is great, but we got a 550 credit score. it has to come to a point where we have to pivot. And sometimes through adversity comes strength. And I'm hoping and praying. I'll leave that to Alvin and Glenn, Charles, you guys a little bit more on that part than me. But I'm hoping and praying that people, especially within our community, will pivot and start to look at the long game instead of the short game. Because we simply play the short game. And as you mentioned, Alvin, you're right. You got a ton of money in your pocket, but got no portfolio. And
Amen.
you're just living for today.
Amen.
Michelle, may
Yeah.
I ask you a question, please?
Yes.
Oh, fabulous, because you got me going, girl. You know what I'm saying?
Be careful. I talk to your mom.
oh, God dang, man. You know my mother?
I love her.
You know my mother passed away 2 years ago.
I didn't know, but she's the hero of South Jamaica Queens.
Absolutely.
She started to take
I gotta be nice
college.
now. I gotta be nice.
I am so sorry to hear, because I was asking people had they heard from her.
No, my mother passed away.
Hero.
Well, but then again, thank you, because I know speaking to my mother, that was a blessing that she passed on to you. So from my mother to you, thank you. So I'm saying from my mother to you, thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what's so unique about this. I think you have an opportunity of upping your game in this crisis with your clients. The reason why right now everybody's scared to go outside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that with the right protection, the right little knowledge, I believe more people will allow you to come. And I understand that you just don't cut lawns and stuff, but I believe as a landscape specialist, okay, then I believe you're able to say, listen, we understand this because we're able to help your property. I mean, you just take it up to another level. But here's another thing too. I think you need to look at some of the chemicals that you think that can, where I'm going with this, right, Kevin? That can really help kill a lot of germs around the area. And said, oh, by the way, once a week, I come and I spray your property. Okay, whatever. Hey!
It's funny you say that, because I was listening to a program on BAI yesterday, WBAI, and a gentleman has a product that for grass that doesn't need chemicals, and it allows your grass, for those who are married to grass, to grow and to and it looks beautiful. So I'm going to be reaching out to them as well, and if I can find a product that doesn't have pesticides and all in it, I'm open to that as well.
But here's the key thing: you're doing their property on the outside. Okay? Right now, companies are being hired to come in and disinfect inside. You're an outside person. Outside is just as important as inside. So what is that? Take your time and look at that, because when you put it out there, the answers are going to come. You add that to your portfolio, everybody will listen to you, because that's how you open your conversation.
You definitely will get the elevator speech, because as soon as you say disinfect, that's a key word. If you know, you see all your social media, all these cleaning companies are popping up. If you check your algorithm, because we're all watching COVID and following Cuomo, so our phones and our computers are all algorithm based. So cleaning companies are bang, bang. So outdoor cleaning is needed, because again, concrete, grass, knobs, what have you, all part of the beautification process need to be disinfected in order to be appreciated.
Yep. So that's that.
Yes.
I'm going to be picking your brain, Alvin. I'll be reaching out to you through Glenn. Yes.
Girl, you know me, girls. You can pick my brain anytime,
Oh, God.
You're the same, my man. You're still the same. I love it. I love it.
Listen, I know we're about to wrap up, but I just want to throw one. Well, we've said it a couple of times, but I just want to underline it. We're now faced with opportunity. In the face of catastrophe, there are opportunities, and we as people of Black African descent have the opportunity right now to begin to use our creative minds. We're one of the most creative folks on the planet. We've always on the front end of lots of things. Let's be in the front end of this conversation and begin to look at what kind of business opportunities we can generate for ourselves, to feed ourselves, to clothe ourselves, and to create legacy wealth for our families and our community.
And again, before we go off, I would like to say, Kevin, how can people reach you if they need to?
Well, you can reach me on Instagram. It's probably the best way at 950 Kev. Follow I call the best team in radio outside of our world. I don't want to, but catch 950 Lounge every day on multiple networks from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern. You can always catch us on demand on iHeart, Roku TV, Apple, and so many others. But at 950 Kev on Instagram. I'd love to talk to Charles. Obviously, I'm definitely going to reconnect with Alvin a little bit more. But certainly, let's help each other because, again, we all we got.
Yes. Charles, how can people reach you?
Wow. Okay. Well, you can reach me, I guess, on the, how they say on the gram. You can get me at Instagram _chocolate loft. Now, the chocolate is spelled CHOCLATLOFT. Yeah. You can get me there. I have a number you can also get me at, which is, what is it? Area code 929-504-9200.
Okay.
Once again, that's 929-504-9200. Kevin and all the rest of you, I'll give y'all my personal number, So
Joey's already ahead of the curve. I just looked at my phone. He already sent it. So salute to that brother. He must have been reading my mind. We've been talking a lot lately. So I'm like, reading my mind.
Good looking, Joe. Okay, I see you then. Good looking out, Joe.
Yes, sir.
So my thing is, it's not a problem. You can use my, my personal number is not a problem, y'all. But I mean, in terms of anybody else's, in terms of of course, the business number, that we have a lot to discuss, though.
Yes.
We got a lot to discuss.
Yeah. And before we go, Michelle, would you let people know how they can get a hold of your landscaping business?
MEDITHK@AOL.com. I'm still building a website.
All right, say that again for us.
M is in Mary, E is in Edward, D is in David, I is in Ida, T is in Tom, H is in Harry, K is in Kevin at AOL.com.
Okay. And TMI?
Yes, how can I help you?
How can people reach you?
Yes, you can reach us on various ways. Don't ask me about the Instagram because I still don't understand it, but I do offer that service and I pay people to do that. So, therefore, you can reach me at my number, first of all. That's 347-234-5304. Oh, that's 347-234-5304. Or you can go to our website at www.tmium.com. I repeat again, www.tmium.com. I'm just auditioning for Kevin's show.
Hi, brother.
I figured they could use a little bit of old school.
That's nice. I like to see when people get along, and that's what this show is about, to help each other in a time of need. And I would like to say you're listening to Our World, Our Power on Caribbean Buzz Radio and TV. You can also hear us on Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and don't forget our personal Instagram and Our World Media 1. And this time, Glenn, Roku,
Apple TV, and ESA 10. What's that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Y'all everywhere.
Yeah. So
Kevin, you got that information?
Which one?
I just chat with you, and I sent everybody. I was sending all kinds of notes to everybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got something from you too.
Yo, y'all ain't reading the note?
On
I
the
could have snuck up on you.
I'm trying to be cool. That's good.
I was focused on the camera.
well, you know something? I'm glad the two of you really got to meet because I was expressing the fact that oh, okay.
Yeah, go keep going. You good?
that I have two people that I work with very closely, and it's Nigel and Kevin, who are the owners of the radio station, which is called Caribbean Buzz Radio, and it's always nice for fellow people to meet each other and exchange ideas and stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons why we have our world media, and where your news reflects you and your community. And I'd like to say thank you to all my guests and Glenn, my partner.
Very good. Thank you, Lady P,
Yes.
Lady Pauline. It's been a pleasure. And everybody stay safe, be well.
Happy
Do what you need to
holidays.
do. Happy
Oh,
holidays.
one more thing,
happy
too.
Passover,
What's
happy Easter.
The brother with the was it the chocolate?
Charles.
Yes, yes,
The
yes.
chocolate. Next time you talk about the chocolate, throw that bass in there. You know, we're talking about the chocolate, baby. Ooh, weird, man.
Definitely. I might have to use this as my front man. I don't know.
I know, right? Yeah.
We're all about the chocolate, baby.
Step, side to side.
By the way, another thing, I just wanted to say something about to Michelle. Michelle, I didn't forget you in terms of the we spoke about doing my front yard. So
Yes, yes.
plus, I did not forget that. I am very slow because I'm still doing my house or whatever.
Well, do me a favor. Get my telephone number from Glenn.
Okay,
Yeah.
definitely, Glenn.
And I can get yours from him.
Absolutely, no problem. That's not a problem. You can give.
But I am so proud of you, because when I rode by and saw it last year, I said, "Oh, he did." We were
Thank
grateful from ear to air. Yeah, but I never see it open. But
Yeah. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
yeah.
One more time. What's your IG?
Say it again.
What's your Instagram again?
My Instagram.
Yes.
Oh, it's _
Yep.
chocolate loft. CHOCLAT
Don't forget the bass.
LOFT.
Don't forget the bass.
Is it as beautiful inside as it is on the outside? Because it is really nice outside.
Oh man, I think everybody will love it. I really want to. I can't wait till we get over this thing.
Me too.
Because I think it's a lot. A lot going to open up. I want to do some real nice things, some real good things in terms of events or whatever the case may be. So I'm really hoping. I'm looking forward to us pushing past this point. I know it's going to be within probably another month, I would say, but I'm gonna hold on, of course. And when it comes to that time, we're just gonna, we're gonna have some things that we're gonna do. I'm gonna, put together some events.
Well, I hope it becomes the spot. Remember back in the day when law enforcement and professionals and, had a spot where they hung out, whether it was, the Manhattan proper or,
Yes.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you go way back. The Dow twins.
The Dow twins.
Oh man. Yeah.
Oh, Intrepid.
That's right. That is right.
I remember the Intrepid. Absolutely.
White on white. Come on, man.
Well,
But you remember Leviticus?
oh yeah, I used to hang out there every Thursday night.
My partner, one of my senior partners, Mal Warfolk, he's one of the founders of Leviticus.
Oh wow!
Yes.
So when he sees me, he'll probably know me because
I
used to be there after interviewing all the superstars that was coming on.
Kevin know about the Leviticus. Boy, Kevin, what
Leviticus and
Don't let
Captain Nemo.
fool you. I'm telling you, I shave. I got some fat on these tires.
Say about Captain Nemo?
Yes, Captain Nemo's and Leviticus. Those were that was the place to go.
Oh
Come
my
on now.
I can
So
go back
Charles,
even
looking for you to
further.
be
Town
we're
Hill
looking for you to
2.
be successful.
Oh, Town Hill 2.
Town Hill 2. Ecstasy.
Oh,
Mahogany.
yeah.
I was a real party girl.
The Solar Tours. Yeah,
Let's bring the
take our
party.
Geritol's right about now.
Let's bring the party back to Queens.
Yes, let's bring it back to Queens. Let's bring it back. So,
Oh my
Charles,
God.
we're gonna have some stuff at your loft, chocolate loft,
Absolutely.
and we're gonna party and boogie on down. You know, as
Oh
they
man,
say.
can't wait for
You
it.
know?
Can't wait for it.
It's a place
God
to be.
bless you.
All right, guys. Catch
All right,
you
guys.
all next week. Our World, Our Power, Lady Pauline, and Mr. Glenn Greenwich, the Honorable Mayor of Southern Boulevard, my partner in crime. Take care.